You are now watching Between Villains.
What is going on, villains? Welcome back to Between Villains Live. It's the host with the most, Flea, and of course, we got some awesome content for y'all today, man. We are here to review Fantastic Four First Steps, and I'm with none other than my father, the Marvel Lordsman, the Marvel legend himself, Wreck the Bat. How you doing, Pops?
I'm good.
You ready? You
I'm
ready to
good.
talk about this movie, man? This is a movie we've been waiting for a very long time. You know, we've gotten different iterations of the first family, you know, over the years to different degrees of success and shit like that. So, let's get right into it. How you felt about the movie? You know, first impressions, and then we'll start talking about specific things after. Let's talk about it.
No. Yeah, man. This movie, it hit a lot of areas where I was extremely satisfied, and me, even if it was a standalone movie, it was a great movie to me. Yeah, definitely a definitely a must see movie.
Okay, and if you had to pick one character from the movie that was your favorite, who would it be?
Oh man, wow. I would say, in all actuality, it had to be Galactus.
Yeah, Ralph
Yeah,
Ralph Ineson, I think is his name. He's a great actor, and I think he definitely captured like, you know, this is the first live action Galactus that we've gotten that actually talked and shit like that. So I think comparing him probably to like the Ultimate Alliance Galactus is probably the best thing we can do at this point. But yeah,
yeah,
he did a great job. And then not only that, I think Marvel did a great job at just like capturing the scale of Galactus, and like it felt like a different type of enemy, like something that could really destroy the entire world, kind of like the Eternals threat, like where it felt like the whole world was at was at stake and shit like that. So that was dope. And then when he finally pulled up to the planet towards like the end of the movie, that little sequence that he had walking around, very nice. I was talking to you about it. I'm actually excited for people to start using different clips of Galactus now, because people have been reusing that Ultimate Alliance cutscene for the last fucking 30 years whenever they talk about Galactus on YouTube videos. So now we got some new shit to use. We got some new shit to pull from. Um,
yeah.
let's talk about what you didn't like about the movie.
Um, if I want to critique it, which is, I guess that's what we got to do, to be fair and unbiased. I would say maybe they could have fleshed out, the sizzle reel, gave a little bit more screen time to Mole Man, to Red Ghost, to Giganto, those, the little sizzle reel that they had, showing the Fantastic Four, saving the day. Maybe that might could have been fleshed out a little bit more, but other than that, no. Me going into this movie, beforehand, like just seeing a little, concepts and leaked footage, I guess my hang up would have been on the Silver Surfer, but even that was put to rest. So yeah, that it's not too much to critique on it, like in my eyes. I
Yeah,
didn't see the end credit, so I don't care about that. I just
right.
know this was a solid movie, a good starting point for the Fantastic Four moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was kind of like thinking about it because, like I told you, we went to go see it in IMAX yesterday, and then we rewatched it by digital means later on. Um, Rewatching it, definitely like the movie a little bit more. I was kind of
Yeah,
critiquing it at first just because like you go into the, especially Fantastic Four specifically, like I went into this movie thinking that they were gonna like really expand on what happened at the end of New Avengers with the Thunderbolts
yeah,
and shit like that. Like I thought it was gonna be like a really big connection there, but of course, Marvel decided to not really, I guess, reveal too much as to like what's gonna be happening. So I that's probably my fault for going into that movie with that expectation, but I feel like Marvel also has to just clean that up of things not really connecting anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
especially because Doomsday and Secret Wars, you know, two pivotal moments that are about to happen in the Marvel universe. So I just thought that maybe like the end credits would have did a little bit more,
leading
heavy
that,
lifting.
yeah, giving it more cohesion.
Yeah, exactly. But that's Marvel's fault. You know what I mean? That's not like the movie's fault. Because I feel like if this movie would have been like the first movie that Marvel Studios ever made to like start the cinematic universe, then this is a classic. You know what I mean?
That's exactly how you had to look at it. Exactly that way.
Exactly. And then I guess that's another one of my critiques with this, right? Because we get this movie now, right? It just has me thinking like we probably should have got this movie to begin the multiverse saga. Like this should have been the
Oh,
first movie to start that saga off. Like it starts
yeah,
off in a separate universe and then you build off from there. Because by the time
yes,
this movie came out, we would have probably been at the second Fantastic Four movie right now, and then you could do Doctor Doom properly. You know what I mean?
yeah. They
Instead of
definitely
giving us
could have went
Shang
that.
Chi, we got Black Panther 2, we got Thor 4, which was kind of like a waste of time. Captain America 4, which was kind of a waste of time. Like, like why not make this movie the beginning of the multiverse saga that they become the main characters by the time we watch, like we're
And
here.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
build from there and build from there.
They
Yep.
should have.
Yep.
Oh, you want to know what though? I'm bugging though because that also is Marvel's fault. They didn't have the rights. Now that I think about it, at the time that they started the saga off, they didn't have the rights to FF. I forgot
So
about
that
that. The
that
whole
that yeah,
Fox, the whole Fox situation.
yeah. If that's the case, that nix that theory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me
Or
chill
that
then. Let me chill. Let me not be too mean. They didn't have the means to do it. So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, but
but
they got in. Thank God.
yeah. But let me answer the questions that I asked you real quick. So my favorite character in the movie, y'all know Reed Richards is like one of my favorite superheroes ever. But I'm gonna say that Johnny was
Mm-hmm.
probably like a standout for me. We've had like a couple really good Johnny Storms today. Like even Michael B. Jordan's Johnny Storm wasn't a bad. Like you know what I mean? It was decent. Chris Evans obviously was probably the best to date. I think Joseph Quinn or Johnny Quinn, whatever his name is, Joseph Quinn. I think he kind of shits on like both of them, in my opinion. They give him a lot more to do here. There's a lot more emotions that he deals with. You get to see the uncle side of him, because it's the first Franklin that we got in
Oh man.
universe. So yeah, I think Human Torch is my standout, and just the shit that I didn't like was like it not connecting to Doomsday, but that has nothing to do with it being a bad movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. We got to learn how to differentiate
Yeah,
and put
absolutely.
aside that situation. Because like
Um,
I was saying,
talk
it
talk to me.
it being a movie that I mean, how many iterations we've gotten over the last
A
20 plus
lot.
years. Whew, and you know, you figure like, hey man, we were speaking on it when we first heard that they was gonna make this movie. That this is one of those tent poles that has to hold up Marvel MCU going forward. Like it can't be a miss. It can't be a miss. They're too important in the Marvel lore for it to be a miss or it to be a flop. And thank God that it wasn't. Thank God that it wasn't. That's
That's
my
a
take on
fact.
that. You know. So hopefully now they with the X Men reboot, they take that time and make a quality X Men reboot the way they did this. So Marvel, I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride in this phase, man. But this is definitely to me a high point right now.
Yeah, this is like this Shang Chi and Black Panther to me are the best. Like when I think about this saga of everything that's happened, the best to me so
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
Those are the best three. Yeah, man. I'm definitely excited for them to return. Like I definitely need more of this Fantastic Four. I just wish now, like the way that DC's operating over there, and now like I wish Marvel's animated series, I wish those tied more in to the main universe because we wouldn't have to wait so long for some of these stories to be told.
Like maybe they could piggyback off of like when we was watching the movies, you saw the little homage to the '60s
Exactly what got
cartoon.
me thinking that. Yep.
You might could make a updated version,
But
but
make it
in that
canon
yeah, but in that vein,
in
like
that
the
vein.
way
Yeah,
that
exactly. I'm
because
on board
that's
for that.
one thing.
I already know where you're going with that. Yep.
I loved that was one thing it captured my childhood because not that I'm from the '60s, but but why I'm old enough to know that the Hanna-Barbera cartoons
No,
and
but
the
yeah,
aesthetic
by the
Jack
time you were,
Kirby,
not only that, but by
yeah,
the time you were like a young adult and shit, those '60s
yeah,
cartoons was getting rerun on TV at
yeah,
that
yeah.
time anyway.
That was,
So
that was on a
yeah, that was
continuous
always
loop.
on. I already know.
But the detail to the aesthetics to that they paid homage to the Jack Kirby style of
Yeah,
art, you know,
with the way the
the
thing
Stan.
looked, his eyebrow, the teeth,
Oh man, and that's another thing too. Remember when people were giving it flack because his voice wasn't raspy
he
and
didn't.
nothing
They
like
want him
that.
to sound like Jada Kiss. I know.
Yeah, I didn't find. I didn't even care because they captured his mannerisms.
And the heart of the character. Yep.
Yeah, man, the mannerisms of Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wow.
The scene
So,
with him and the kids, him fucking with the kids and shit. The references to Yancey Street.
and that's another thing too. Like, um, his build was actually comic accurate because the thing was never. Remember, I tell you, the thing was never like 6'8",
He
6'9".
wasn't a hulking figure. He would have been called the Hulk if he was a hulking figure. He's just a fucking wide. He's wide like a bus.
Like a bus,
Yeah.
exactly. So that it was just awesome to me, man. Like,
Yeah.
and let's talk about Sue Storm, bro.
Oh, MVP of the movie. Like, if I want to be like a comic book nerd, and I'm like, who was the most comic accurate as far as
Yeah,
like
man.
power set? Her and Galactus probably.
The dynamics of how the city was trying to force her to give up her son, and they started
Yeah.
hating on the Fantastic Four. All those emotions right there, and her, standing 10 toes down, like, I'm not giving my child up to no one. And you stand up, you go literally 1v1 with a cosmic being, an entity, damn near a god.
Yep.
Because the power of being a mother, and that
It
conviction of,
trumps all.
woo.
And you want to know what? We could always chalk if we already know there's gonna be some fucking crybaby men like, oh, she's not supposed to be able to do that. If we being technical, bro, she just gave life to the strongest being of all time. We don't know what the fuck she could do.
Exactly. And let me tell you something, they always portrayed her, unfortunately, that's why people might have that stigma,
Right.
as a dance mill in distress. You
She's
know what I'm
been
saying?
anything, and she's anything but.
She's one of the most powerful people in Marvel, period.
Yeah, like if she really wanted to, any villain that they like, if she was like an inhumane person, like the Malice version of her,
Ending.
she could just pop the oxygen levels in your brain and you're dead.
Yeah.
And that's end of conversation.
Expand a force bubble from within.
Yep.
And
kind of like that. Remember Shorty from The Boys that could control the blood?
Yeah.
Literally like that, but 10 times worse.
Yep.
Pop
Yeah,
a
that's
blood
what I'm
vessel
saying.
in your leg. Now you can't walk no more. You're done.
And let's talk about how in this Earth's timeline, they already mastered cars that fly, technology. It's rooted in 60s aesthetics. It's still
It shows the
advanced.
contrast for when you build technology to save humanity as opposed to the Starks that were building technology to kill.
Exactly, man. Like you seen like a thriving, world, and it's set back in an era that's supposed to be not as technology technic. It's
Yeah,
not
nah,
supposed to be
that's a tongue twister. You good? We know.
as advanced
Right,
as
right.
supposed to be the modern take of the MCU, but they're more
Facts.
advanced, bro. Like
Facts.
that's crazy. That just goes to show you the brain power that Mr. Richards, has, man. So
Yeah. And I like that they had Sue being diplomatic because she's like
Yeah.
that. She really does shit like that in the comics. That's accurate.
Yep.
She done brokered deals with Namor, all that.
They just hit, and like you said, and also to chime in on Johnny Storm, man.
Yeah.
He was very crucial figuring out, because if it wasn't for him finding out, the meaning of
He went off. He was like, "Nah, don't tell Reed. Don't tell Reed. I got this."
Yeah. So for him, deciphering that and finding out, who she is, her
Yeah.
origin, where she's from, hitting her at her heartstrings, they pulling on her emotional, ties. He was gonna wind up sacrificing himself
Yeah.
because all their plans went to crap. And she at the last minute, saved the day. Remember that at the last minute, everything that Sue did, everything that they tried, it didn't work. Sue got him in, but he came busting right out of that black hole, whatever it was that they opened up.
Yeah.
That space bridge, and Johnny was about to sacrifice himself.
He's fiending. They fiending to set that up. If they set that up for him to go I thought he was gonna go supernova at one point.
Yeah, maybe they could,
Teasing
they
it.
did that. They could have did that. Maybe when they was off world.
Yeah,
When they was
because
off
you know he
world.
started talking about being the herald of Galactus and shit. And we know that a lot of callbacks to the comics with that. I thought it would have been
Yeah.
dope if he would have turned into the Blue Johnny Storm right there. Fuck it, Power Cosmic.
Oh my God. Jesus
Which I think we
Christ.
might. I think we might get one day just because his relationship with Silver Surfer.
Yeah. And then here, the power sets, how they portrayed the power sets was amazing, man, because I've never seen Johnny Storm absorb fire.
Yeah,
He absorbed fire.
yeah,
Like, I don't,
manipulated it.
but like, absorbed it into himself. Like,
Yeah,
I never
got
seen
on his
that in
battery. Son turned into a battery.
Yeah. Like, what? That's right. When I saw that, I told you, yo, pause that,
So,
really?
so
Yo, pause
my boy,
that.
my boy Ruben, he hit the chat. He said that the Sue Storm speech in front of the building was powerful, bro. She was the best part of the movie, but I enjoyed all of them honestly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
you
I
got
agree. I agree with that.
with Reed's confliction of, wanting to solve and know everything and then trying to find the
Yeah.
best outcome. You felt that weight on him. You felt
Yep.
that weight on him. So it's crazy, dude.
Do you
Like,
think Reed knows about the multiverse already?
yeah,
No,
because
right?
when he was given, yeah, he does. When he was giving the speech to the classroom,
Got you, right?
and he was writing the algorithms on the chalkboard, he was talking about the multiverse
Oh yeah,
and
because he was
different
already
time.
trying to move Earth to the other. Yeah, that was the original play.
No, yeah, but that was even before Galactus came about. Like, if you go back,
Yeah.
he was giving a class to the kids. Remember, the kids were bored, and he
Oh
said,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was like, "Who wants to see something explode?"
So if you rewind it before he says that, he starts talking about multiversal and Earths and parallel Earths and timelines. So he's already fully aware of that. He's already fully aware of that. Yes.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. You know me, man. I stay there. I absorb, but I'll be watching.
I think, yeah, it's so much shit they could touch on because there's another Franklin Richards out there. John Krasinski
Maybe.
confirmed that he got kids before
Yeah.
before before Scarlet. There's a lot of shit they could do. Um, I think I know you don't really want to talk about it, but I
Read.
do. Post credit
Read.
scene took a
No, no.
couple issues with it. I went back and rewatched it on YouTube. It's a little bit better
Yeah.
than I thought it was upon first seeing that shit in theater. I didn't really notice the mask when I first saw it. You know what I mean? So he actually is holding his mask in his hand, and Franklin is touching his face, and we know he probably is trying to get his face fixed and shit. Like you know how that go with Doom. Um, I think that the scene would have been a lot more powerful if the time jump would have had him holding Valeria instead of Franklin,
Franklin.
because we know him and Valeria is like a lot like that's like her second dad type shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I just think like the stakes would have been. It would have been like you know what I mean. That would have been a good setup for the next movie. Maybe they should at least show him leaving with the kid too, just to like you know what I mean. Like even that would have been more eventful than what we got.
You say that Marvel always they snail walk through
Yeah, I hate that shit.
these end where they could just
I think I
really.
think even if we would have had him, this would have been a perfect time to introduce the new Kang actor. If we would have had Doom standing there with Kang, would have made the scene more powerful in my opinion. Would have tied it back into Loki and everything that's happening and shit with the multiverse.
Yep.
Cause that got to be addressed at some point, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
You can't just like, oh, we had Loki season 2 and that answers what happened to Kang. Like, nah, we not. I can't be the answer to Kang, my nigga.
That would be so lazy.
Yeah,
That would
that's how I
be
feel.
Yeah, so, but I definitely, man, I would watch this again.
You
I
wanna
would
know what's
definitely
funny though? I don't wanna be an ass and like start complaining about shit. I do think the Silver Surfer CGI she looked a little goofy at times.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, but
Because if we go back and watch they did a really good job in 2000 and like whatever 7.
no, that's what I was saying. They already for its time, the
Yeah,
limitation of technology, he looked at like so comic accurate,
yeah,
and then they took liberties with the only female herald that I know of is Frankie Ray, and
yeah.
that was the
Frankie Ray
relationship that she
Nova.
had. Yeah, Nova that she had with Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
So they kind of like blended that, like it looked like there was a little thing between, this Silver Surfer and Johnny Storm or whatever. But the only interaction he ever had with a female herald was actually, Nova, Johnny Frankie Ray. So,
Yeah.
and then one other thing that you want to be, if we're going to be critiquing, I like the flashback of her and Zen La, with her child and all of that. But you could have just gave homage to Norman Rad right there as well.
Yeah, they could have said something about Norin. You want to know what's hilarious? The whole trailer when Reed was jumping through the buildings and he was holding like it looked like he was holding a device. I swear to God, I thought that was the ultimate nullifier, and that shit wound up just being a random lead pipe.
Yeah,
That shit was hilarious. Like, oh, he just picked up a pipe. It's nothing.
yeah. But even Reed, his power set was well portrayed.
Yeah, he
You
didn't do
know,
all he can do though, but it was nice.
yeah,
I would have
yeah.
liked to
No,
see him
you
turn into a bull real quick.
true, true.
I don't. Well, we did see similar things like that in the OG shit, but um,
Yeah, like the little like when they in the Excelsior, they
yeah,
stretching out like multiple things. Got
yeah.
drive the. Got to grab this because Sue's about to give birth, and
Yeah,
you know they,
that whole scene was crazy. Her actually giving birth in space.
yeah, man.
That was hard. And that was another thing I liked about the movie is that the Fantastic Four finally spent some time in space. Like finally. If you read a
And
Fantastic Four comic, these niggas are rarely on Earth.
yeah, they're
Like
out there.
rarely, bro.
They're out there pursuing the cosmos. But
Yeah.
you can't tell me that those scenes right there when they were out there with fighting Silver Surfer, that was an awesome showing portraying her ability, like how powerful they made her, like powerful, like dude, like this is who Silver Surfer is. So if this is any indication of the power set, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see main.
Parachute would have been fire. Not my fault. I'm reading the chat. I'm reading the chat right now. You good, Pops.
Yeah, but I would have been. I'm excited to see the main MCU Silver Surfer Norman Rad and
Yo,
showcase his ability.
I think it'd be ill if we found out that him and Beta Ray Bill just working together.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, you wow! You talking about the
Yeah, bring in
Annihilators?
the Annihilators. Let's do it. Because when else would we get Annihilus? Set up Johnny to sacrifice, man.
Oh man,
Because
nah,
then
it's
look. I got you, right? I'm gonna start wilding. Let me start shooting real quick. Cause you could start wilding, right? You could have Johnny turn supernova, get away, like dispose of the annihilation wave and shit like that. Boom, have him
bro.
die, have it be real emotional, and then after the Secret Wars and everything is done, and the multiverse collapses, right? And we have a single universe. You have Franklin just reset everything.
Yeah, yeah. But don't. I don't think they're ready for that, man. Because I see it in the comics. To see that in live, to see my man go out like that in live.
And
Ooh,
then look, oh damn,
ooh.
it's not Hyperion, but they could do the shit with Thor and Sentry. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Bring in Sentry instead of Hyperion. Have them go out. Like you feel me? Because niggas could go out now, and now Franklin could rebuild the next MCU, and you start recasting characters.
chill. You wilding right now. Get
Had
some
them go
respect.
out, man. Had them go out. Him and Sentry wilding out against the Annihilation Wave. You make it the wave instead of you probably don't have to bring in the Beyonders. I don't know.
I'm just saying, bro. Those two moments, those two events in the comics, man. Those was
Cause
emotional.
I think that would have been better too. Like that than the post credit scene that we got. What's up with the Beyonders? Are we going the Beyonders route for Secret Wars or are we not? What are we doing?
Yeah, man.
I also thought that the Watcher was gonna be in this movie. I'm surprised he has not shown up again. Live action. What the fuck are we waiting for?
The Watcher's always tied in with the Fantastic Four as well.
Nah, I swear to God, I would literally went into this movie like Uatu's gonna be in this movie. He has no choice to not be in the movie. Like this is especially because it's like and nothing, no Uatu.
All right, but see now you reaching, let's
Nah,
just
because
give
Uatu
it
would have been able to tell Reed and them about Galactus and shit, and would have been able to tell him about. I mean, he talked about being Gallon, and he kind of referenced Universe 6. That was cool.
No, I hear what you're saying, but right now, like, you're
I don't think I'm
critiquing
asking
it.
for enough. I think Marvel's just not promising on shit they setting up.
True.
That's
But
just
this
that's
what I
dumb, you know. Like,
look at the glass half full instead of half empty.
yeah,
We at the
but it
end of
was
the
a
day we
great
gotta.
Fantastic Four movie. Facts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, great
It could have
movie.
Could have it been better?
I would like to
Yeah.
see a more serious movie too in tone, which
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get with Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like it'll be them, but like the stakes will be a little bit higher because they have such a
Well,
good cast. Like I know that cast could take on like a serious movie type shit. You know,
I didn't see the Thunderbolts movie, unfortunately,
that was a goodie. It
Um,
was a goodie.
so my thing is, in order for Thor and Sentry to have that moment that you're talking about, uh, Sentry has to have a redemption arc. No, did he get a redemption arc in that movie, or did he was?
He redeemed himself a little bit at the end.
Yeah, but he
Fought off the
definitely
void and shit. He's chilling there.
okay, okay, because that's the only way you're gonna be able to,
But I think they beefing with the actual Avengers team. So him and Thor might have a scene where they shake it out. Fuck
Yeah.
your man. He gonna fuck your man's up. You better be easy.
I mean, I can't say he's not.
Nah, that's crazy, right? You could just say that with
The
Century.
way
Fuck
Marvel,
niggas
the
up.
way Marvel, shit bagging my dude, but maybe, they make my dude, who he's supposed to be.
You want to know what would be ill, and I know I'm asking for a lot. If we see Thor turn into a herald at some point.
The Herald of Thunder? You're not
Oh
ready for
man.
that. You're not ready for that, bro. Stop it, man.
The cosmic,
Stop.
yo, bro, power cosmic with the Odin force. We need that.
Yeah, that's a power set people gonna be scared of, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else happened in the movie. I wasn't mad at the plot. I thought the plot was pretty like straightforward and shit like that. Kind of throws you right
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
It did a lot of the same things that Superman did, where it kind of just put you in the universe and you have to just kind of like roll with it. You know?
Yeah, like there wasn't a building.
Yeah.
It wasn't a model building there. Things
I
was
think
already established.
I think that sizzle reel of them fighting all their villains could have been a little bit better.
That's what I was saying. Like that, if I was going to critique it, that would have been my only critique. That could have fleshed out that a little bit more. You know,
Yeah, it could have been a
Like,
longer scene and shit.
instead of seeing a little 2-second TV spot of them fighting Giganto,
Right.
they could have had maybe a 5-minute spot there where you see them really fighting Giganto, not through a TV, but on the movie, in the movie itself. Fighting.
Shit, I would have opted for them to just have one villain and have them fight real quick for like 5 minutes and then transition.
And maybe just fleshed out the John Malkovich situation with Red Ghost and his super
Yeah,
apes,
I don't know why they took him out the movie. Just put him in the movie. Y'all put his monkey in the movie, but not him. The fuck? What type of shit was that?
You're referencing, but you didn't show him. Like, yeah,
But you have his
stuff like
monkey
that,
though.
but I got a feeling that's Marvel on the Marvel side, like the
Yeah,
Marvel-
politic. That's the shit I think that DC has. Like, it's not as many hands in the cookie jar with them niggas. You know?
James Gunn is definitely in control of all of that.
Yeah.
I know that was one of the main things he did when he did business with WB. Like, I got full reign of this. Y'all just step back and collect money. Don't be over here micromanaging.
That
Don't be
ass.
over here micromanaging. Yep, let me do what I do. Let me cook. And he cooked.
Do you think Doom should have been in the movie?
No.
Like at all? Nah.
Maybe what could have been, like we said, when when they was having the council over there, like the UN situation with Sue Storm, he should have had a representative in that seat of Latveria.
Victorious would have been fire.
Von Doom,
Yeah.
or something.
Or a bot, maybe a Doom bot stand in
Yeah,
with him in shadow on the screen.
Yeah, something like that, like a silhouette of him. Yeah, something like that would have been cool.
And they could have gave him a little monologue too, like let him talk it, like say like a little line real quick, and then
And then you just turn off the damn TV or whatever. But nah, yeah, they could have did something with
Right.
that, They, but again, like I'm saying, these people, like, I don't know, man.
And
I just hope that.
I want to put the theories to rest, where people keep saying that Doctor Doom was the person in the Fantastic Four spaceship at the end of New Avengers. I just want to tell y'all this: if y'all know and y'all read comic books, Doctor Doom would never get in he literally would not. He would rather die than get on a Fantastic Four spaceship made by Reed Richards. I promise y'all that. It's not Doctor Doom.
It's not.
Like he would literally not even get on his life raft type shit. Like Doom not doing none of that shit. Doom not anything made by Reed Richards he wants no part of. So I think that's out the window. Like that. And it's Doctor Doom. Like if Reed can make a spaceship, Doctor Doom make 5 of them type shit. just to
to
do it.
wanna-
Like, yeah, because I'm bored, nigga. And my shit is buffed with like mysticism or something from fucking Sidorak. Fuck out of here. But yeah, I'm hype. I'm hype. I think they got a lot of heavy lifting to do in the next couple of movies because we still gotta get an explanation as to why Robert Downey Jr. is, unless they really go crazy with the CGI and you can't recognize Robert Downey because of the face.
We can only hope.
Yeah. But before we end right now, Pops, if you had to give the movie a rating out of 10, you know what I mean? Fuck the saga, fuck how it connects to everything, just like the movie itself. What would you give it?
I give it a solid 8.5 out
Nice.
of 10.
Nice. Copy. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna do 8 out of 10. It was just a couple, like we said, that sizzle reel. I think if they would have expanded on that a little bit, I think that would have made the movie a little bit more insane. Just to see some of those villains, because I know in the next couple movies we're not gonna really have time for like Wizard and like Puppet Master, and like the small time villains. We're not gonna probably have time for that.
But what was the runtime on the movie again?
Let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second. I got you right now. I'm looking it up on the phone. The runtime of Fantastic Four First Steps was 1 hour and 55 minutes.
See, they could have easily put that to like 2.
That could have been a 2-hour movie. I'm already there for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that
And
2 hour off, and then
fleshed out a little bit more of the stuff that we
shit.
said.
I think my gripes would have even been like, what if they would have just attached like a 10-minute clip of Doomsday at the end of Fantastic Four, like a little sneak peek.
I'm gonna go out there and say that they probably had some stuff in there, but
Took it out, right?
Yeah, they, like I said, man, politics. They probably left it on the cutting room floor, and that's why John Malkovich ain't in it. Maybe that's why they shortened, the little sizzle reels and stuff like that. That's why we only got, certain things that probably you be like, man, they should have had that here.
And it still felt like they used their time wisely. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. But but other than that, man, 8.5 for me. The movie was awesome. Definitely go see the movie, people. Definitely
go see that, guys. And let us know what you felt about the movie down below. That's an 8.5 and an 8 from us. Let us know like your gripes with the movie, anything you guys didn't like, comment that down below. And we'll catch you guys on the next review. Peace.
Yes. Peace.